for their new Escape the Room, The Cursed Dollhouse.
Yeah, so this Escape the Room is the newest escape game by Think Fun. It's their third one. And the coolest thing is that this features a box that fully transforms into a 3D dollhouse, creating an immersive tabletop experience for escape room fans.
Yes, and I'm super excited, and so let's go ahead and build this dollhouse.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and open this box, and I'm going to pass this over to you to kind of build.
So this side of the box actually has the bathroom and the kitchen on the inside.
Nice. And then on this side of the box, we have different components of the game. And so here we have the instruction manual and the story booklet. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. A piece that we will later need for the house. This is where all of our punch boards are that we will be walking through with you. We also have the escape room, the puzzle components. And then we also have right here the solution wheel. And then we're going to go ahead and just take out this component. And then we have the other side of our house.
So this side is the bedroom and the living room side.
Already looking so cool. All right, so then now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the components that actually come in this puzzle component setup.
So the first one that we kind of want to start with is the manual, which is our guide. And it says right on the front, carefully read this manual. Do not open or adjust any components until instructed.
All right, so just go ahead right on the first.
All right, so the first page says that we need to follow the instructions or we risk spoiling a puzzle. So the second page here begins to set up instructions. So we're going to open the envelope and start removing the contents, but be careful not to open any of the smaller envelopes because these may contain spoilers. Within here we have a rug, a chest, a quilt, and 3 dolls. And here in a minute we'll kind of start setting these in. Because on the next page of the manual, it has diagrams of how to set up the house and where to make sure that you've got everything in the correct room.
Yeah. All right, so I've kind of laid out our different items here that Tuck had mentioned before. So we have the rug right here, the chest, the quilt, and then we have our 3 dolls. And one thing that I super love about Think Fun is when they started to do the idea for their third Escape the Room, they wanted to make sure that they really chose a topic that was spooky and creepy to a lot of people. And so if you're like me, and I'm guessing also like Tuck, we are both really creeped out by dolls. There's just something about them, their little eyes, and so I'm loving the design and that there's all of these fun, spooky little doll component pieces that are just really, really cool.
Yeah. All right, so our next step here is setting up the floor with the house. And so we're going to line it up with the 3 slots here in the middle of the house. Yeah. And there's some slots on the back.
Yeah, there are also 2 slots on the back wall for these horizontal tabs to slide right in. And Tuck is going to be building that just right over there on that other screen. And then if we flip the house, we can fold the edges of these tabs to really lock that floor in place. And so that would just be behind. Now we can go ahead and add the attic, which was that piece that we pulled out before. And so here's the attic wall, and you might notice that one side of the house is slightly taller. This is because that this is the top of the box, and now we can go ahead and add both sides of the attic roof, which we're just going to go ahead and punch out of those punch cards real quick. And so we will start with the left side of the roof, which has the tab. And then the right side of the roof will have the slot. And it should just go right over that tab, as Tuck is building over here on the side. And already this house is looking super
awesome.
Cool. And it looks like it's pretty easy that it's just sliding right in.
Yeah.
Awesome. There we go. Awesome. All right. So now that the house is built, we can actually start to add all of the other components. And so in the living room, we will need to add the rug, and then the wood planks and the porcelain doll, which will be on our punch-out boards as well. So we're going to go ahead and punch out some of those wood planks, and then we'll show you some of the cool little details that are on them briefly. So really cool. So we're going to add those to that living room. And we're also going to add this porcelain doll. Perfect. Awesome. All right. And then next in the kitchen, we need to add the paper doll, which was in that puzzle components. The pin, which is also on our punch boards, and the table. And we are actually going to then build that table.
So this has a few pieces to it, but it actually slides together really easily.
Perfect. So cool. I love that it has all of these fun, like, three-dimensional and very tactile pieces, which makes it very exciting. Perfect. All right, and then finally, we need to add the chest and the doll to the attic.
Perfect.
And I spoke a little too soon. We also have the bedroom to furnish. How dare I forget the bedroom? So we need to add the voodoo doll, which is right down here, the quilt, and we will also actually be building the bed, which is a part of that punch board.
All of these pieces are really awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then once we add the bed, our game will be fully set up and ready for us to get started.
Awesome.
And so something pretty cool, which you might not know, a fun fact kind of, is if you like, I super love the cover of the box. It's very creepy and kind of brings that spooky feel of that there's a doll just waiting inside of the house or inside of the walls. And what's really interesting is that Think Fun actually had two possible content for their opening cover of their box. And you can actually, when you get the manual, they have the original one that was up here, and they ended up choosing the one that was both more spooky to people internally and externally. Mm-hmm. So I find that kind of fun.
Awesome.
All right, and with that, our house is finished and built.
Awesome. So at this point now, players would move through the house one room at a time, following the story as they go. And in each room, there's secret items to discover, or you're looking for different symbols that might unlock a door or another object. And the puzzles in this game are actually at a more advanced level than some of the previous ones, and we'll keep experienced puzzlers engaged for a couple hours. You could also choose to do this over several sessions, and if that's the case, it would probably be best to pause after completing any of the rooms.
And then hints are also available online, and there are absolutely no penalties for using hints during the game. And something that I really love that Think Fun did is they actually work to really make sure that when they do give hints on the system, that it's not spoiling any of those aha moments, that it's still kind of helping lead you to finding those aha moments and experiencing all that fun of the escape room.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we really encourage you to check this out. This will be available in September of 2020, exclusively on Amazon.
Yes. And then also localized German, French, Italian, and Spanish versions will be available the fall 2020. And with that, we're going to say goodbye to you guys because we want to start playing this.
Thanks,
So until next time.